Hello, Jill here, and today I'd like to show you a collection of little safety pins that I've put together for my upcoming journal, made out of fabric, a little bit of beading, some tags and labels and so on. So I thought I would show them to you, tell you how I put them together, and go from there. So first of all, I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you would like for me to show you how I do these, I'm more than happy to do that. Just put in a comment down below in the and let me know, and I can always do that for you. I've laid them here on this piece of hand-dyed linen so that they show up better, because they are rather neutral. So if you have trouble seeing them, let me know. Also, when I pick them up, I think that the clarity doesn't show as well when I have them laying in my hand. So I'm going to set them aside and show you them one at a time on this hand-dyed linen, and hopefully you'll be able to see. Now if you need to expand it, you just expand your screen, and that should work. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can. I don't know, I really don't know if I want to, oh, there you go. Maybe we'll do that. I hope you can see that better, and I'll just point out the what I've used on these. Okay, so I started out with this is a little bit of a complex safety pin. I decided not to grunge up the pins. I don't mind them being silver. If you want to grunge them up, there's lots of videos out there showing you how to turn them rusty and all of that, but a couple of things. I didn't want them to turn my pages rusty once they're in the book. I wasn't sure how to do that, so I did not grunge mine up. I don't mind them being silver, so obviously that's what you see here. Also, there are lots and lots of videos out there. This is not in no way, shape, or form a unique idea. There are loads of videos out there showing you how to create safety pins with different types of hanging attachments or whatever they've created them out of, and they're wonderful. So go out, get some inspiration, and see what you can come up with. So let me go through these now. And this is a little bit of a complex one, but I loved it. It's going into a fabric journal. And I've added some buttons as a decorative element, and some little fabrics, silk ribbon, tattered ribbon, little button there. And then I decided to use some twine and attach a label and another little bead element there. So I thought that came out really cute, and I like the idea of adding a label. I could have added a label somewhere else on this, but I kind of liked it attached here. Also, when you're making these safety pins, keep in mind that you really can't put anything on this piece of the safety pin, because you need to be able to slide it, attach it to whatever it's going on, the page or the cover or whatever. The other thing I want to point out is I use coilless safety pins. Notice I don't have that circle thing on the bottom of a safety pin. I don't have a regular safety pin here to show you the difference, but this one is a coilless safety pin. You can buy them in your craft store, in your sewing shop, wherever that's local to you. And the reason I do that is I don't want anything to get caught underneath that curly Q. The other thing is you can actually fit more on, because you're not running into that. So I kind of like that about these types of safety pins. So that's why I've used the silver, and that's why I've used the coilless. And we will move on to the next one. I will just set that aside over here. The next one is all fabric and a little button. And this spins around here. There we go. Just fabric, a button, a little messy slow stitching, little scrappy threads, and little script This is cotton, this is linen, of course the script, and then I used a little bit of, you know, stripe ticking there. And that one's pretty plain, and just added a button there. Sometimes you don't need too much. Now when I get it into the journal, if I decide that it's, you know, it's too plain, the other thing is I have this open, so I could add more buttons, I could add more beads, I could do things like that on there. But we'll see once it goes into the journal if I want to add anything to it. So that is that one. I set that aside over here. My next one is also fabric. Little lace here down the side. Oops. Oopsie, so sorry. Little lace edge there with a tattered linen underneath. Then I used some linen that I liked, and I cut it in the form of one of those banner tags because I was going to do something different on top, but I like the banner tag effect with the fabric, so I left it even though I added fabrics on top of it and other linens and cottons. I did a little bit of messy cross stitch here, added a few little beads here. I felt like it needed something, and a little button up here. And this one would not be taken apart. I'm not planning on it being taken apart, although whoever would get it could, or could remove it from the journal and use it for something else. On the back of this one, there is a full piece of fabric and the lace that shows on the back. Set that one up there. On to the next one. This one has a lot of elements on it. This one is again the silver safety pin, nothing new there. Some of this is really strong textured material I have, and I like that for the backing of these. It makes them look rough. So I frayed the edges, although this fabric keeps its form, so you can see how it kind of frayed in even rows. Added some of my layered fabrics that we've used previously to remain consistent throughout consistent but different. Used a little bit of loose dangly lace here. I did some beading, and it's very hard to see, but I have some white beads and then some those are seed beads. Come on. There it goes. In there, in among the lace. I used a little twine bow up here on the corner, and then down here I added a bulb pin with some little charms on the bottom here and a bead, some beads. That's that one. Set that up there. Oops, might as well be consistent. This one I definitely had in mind that once the journal goes to its forever home, that the person using it may want to use some of the similar elements that are within the journal while they are writing on pages. They may want to add a little piece of fabric or a little ribbon or something like that. So with this little safety pin, I've actually attached things that can come off and be used in your journal. And this is just a little string of buttons that can be removed, and then the buttons can be used. This is just tacked on loosely, so that button could be removed. I used this linen fabric, and I stamped with a rubber stamp, and I used archival ink by Ranger to do stamping on material. It doesn't bleed and it doesn't fade, and when it dries it's permanent, so I use that on there. And then I just layered up the fabric with a little bit of ticking, a little bit of linen, and then this rough linen that I kind of like. It's a little different. So those can all be taken off and then used within the journal. How cute is that? That's very cute. Thank you, Jill. Okay, and then this one, I did something a little different. This one is not really suited to be taken apart because the back is flat. It's one piece of fabric, as you can see there. And I layered up that heavy material, cotton, linens. I actually stamped on this piece of linen, and then I embroidered it. You can see there. And then to attach it to the pin, I actually created 2 little tabs out of ticking. You can see there at the top, here and here, and so it would slip onto a pin. So this could easily come off of this pin and be used somewhere else or stitched down. So these are my little safety pins that I've created. And again, if you like them or you want to know how to make them, I'm certainly happy to show you how to do that. As I said, there's lots of videos out there that will show you how to do safety pins with all kinds of different items attached to them, and they're so creative and so beautiful. Go out and take a look. I encourage you. The makers are great, and I just love their videos. They're so inspirational. So I hope you got some inspiration here, if not to make a safety pin, maybe to stamp some material, maybe to use buttons creatively and things that you don't normally think of. But in the meantime, thank you again for stopping by to spend time with me. I so appreciate it. I appreciate all your comments. You've just blown me away with your sweet comments and your time. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Do something you love, and until the next time.